Hello and welcome. I know you guys have been asking to see these for a while, so here we are. I have an unboxing and first impressions. Can't really call it a review. I haven't used them enough. I've used them a tiny bit on a page just to check them out, and I've got a little bit of information about them for you guys today, and I'll show you my first thoughts, but obviously a review will need to take more time. I will be doing a Kirby page with these very soon, so you will get to see them used properly. And apart from that, we'll get into it. So this is the Kalour 240 piece coloured pencil set. This is available on Amazon mainly, I believe. You can probably get them on AliExpress. They have come out with a 300 set, but when I bought mine, this was the biggest set. I've had these for a while, and the only real reason I purchased these is they really went down in price. These tend to be about £100 on the UK's Amazon, and that is too much for me to spend on budget pencils. And I'm sorry, but these are a budget pencil. They say artist premium quality, but what they really mean is a budget pencil. And so I grabbed these. They went down to like half price. They were about £50 when I paid these, and for 240 pencils I think that is a perfectly acceptable price for these. But you know, do you need to spend £100 on a set of pencils that are basic grade pencils when you've probably got a lot of things quite similar to them? That's for you to decide, and I'm here to help you. It comes in this beautiful artwork box, which, I'm not gonna lie, is half of the reason that I did gravitate towards it, and the other half is that you guys kept asking me to get Kalour pencils. When you open up your box, on the inside it has a colour chart. This is only really useful to use the names and numbers. You would have to swatch it out to get a true representation. What I do like is that they have included this nice, sturdy, big colour chart for you guys. It's on quite a thick cardstock, which is good. I do have a few out because obviously I have been playing a little bit with these. So you get this a very thin piece of foam on top, but I must say these came in a really nice sturdy cardboard packaging with a really thick foam insert all the way around the package inside, so I have to give them full points on their shipping and packaging, to be honest. Everything was in tip-top condition because of the way it was packed, and in fairness to them, as I said, the art on the box is beautiful, but also, I mean, these are, well, watch this. These are, I'm only holding one side, really very sturdy plastic trays. In fact, if anything, they're a little bit too solid because they're actually a little bit hard to get out of the box. But for a cheap plastic tray, these are actually quite a nice, thick plastic, and they are going to hold up over time if you prefer to store your pencils this way. Now, row by row, out of my first row, you will see I have taken out some yellows, and I did remove a pink. And apart from that, they look exactly like this when they arrive. You can already tell what I'm going to say. These, in fact, hang on, I will get them. Should have done this already. Sorry about that, guys. Had to find them. These are my Arteza coloured pencils, so if I pull one of these and one of these, you're going to notice they are very similar. And indeed, these are very similar to the Arteza pencils. I would say from the very short amount of time that I've used these are a little bit nicer. Only a little, they just feel a little bit softer, but I've used all of 11 pencils, so I can't really say that for an absolute fact. They also remind me very much of the Artex pencils. The 11 I've used, I've sharpened and had no problem with them at all. And the 11 I've used, nothing was scratchy. They were quite nice, they were quite soft, and they worked very nicely over alcohol marker on the Amazon print paper, which, let's be honest, if you're buying budget colouring supplies like this in large numbers, you're probably working quite a bit on the Amazon paper, and that is important. So we have the second tray. This had 2 other pinks on it as well. And of course, for 240 colours, you're going to end up with everything that you will need. They're a budget pencil, so you're going to get kind of more vivid, bright colour types rather than more vintage, muted, artist coloured pencils. Tray number 3. And I mean, they're gorgeous. There's a fabulous array of colours in here, as you can see. A whole tray of greens, of course. We're then into the purples, and they don't really disappoint there either. I absolutely love colours like this. This greyish pink. They do have a star rating on these. And I have no idea what that might mean. Well, I say star rating, they've got little pluses next to them. Like some have 4 and 5 pluses, and I'm pretty much sure you can take that with a pinch of salt and absolutely ignore what they say. They do have colour names and colour numbers. I do wish the colour number was higher up so that it would last longer into your pencil, but it's high enough that you're going to use quite a lot of pencil before it disappears. And I do like that these are imprinted into the barrel. They're not just an ink on top, so they're not just going to rub straight off, and 5 minutes in, you know, you're not going to be able to tell what colour names any of your pencils have. So I do like that. We do have some metallics. You can spot one there. What's this? Metallic coffee. But for 240 colours, you're going to get some metallics. It is what it is. I do believe, although I don't know for sure, that the 300 I believe has more pastel colours in it, maybe. Am I wrong there? Am I right, guys? This is the next tray there. Another metallic sitting on that one. And then I do believe this is the last one. And obviously you're into your deep browns. And that brings us into our greys, and then a random, what are you going to be, an ivory? Oh no, we've got a random lotus grey and a silver. I will say for 240, yes, 240 colours, I'm surprised that is the amount of greys that we ended up with. Let me just have a look. So maybe in the 300 they padded those out a little bit. And the other thing I will say, I'm not seeing a black. Oh no, a couple of these are grey. Is there a black? Wow. So these are kind of a grey on the end here, so not as bad as I at first thought. Right, okay. Well, there's our white. You're not telling me 240 pencils and there's not a black in here. see. Wow. Okay. Found him. There we go. We have 203 black. Let's see what he looks like. See what I mean? Those trays are just so sturdy, they won't easily go back in. But we manage it in the end. Right, I'm going to pop those off to one side. I must have a piece of paper somewhere. I'm a crafter. Let's see. It's about what you'd expect. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not a true black, but it's still pretty good. It will do. It will definitely do. And it's you know, a nice solid pencil. It's not scratchy, which is nice. I'm just going to pull a couple of different colours. I haven't sharpened these yet, so obviously they are budget pencil. Do sharpen before using, or you probably won't like what you get. Let's have a little look. I mean, I love some of the colours, but you're bound to for this many. I think you'd be hard pressed to not find some colours you like in 240. And like I say, of the ones I've used so far, they've been nice pencils. Now I own them, would I want to spend £100 on them? No. Would I very easily spend 50 quid on these? Yes, I think they're really worth it. It's just once they get into that higher price tag, I mean, at that point you might as well save up a little bit more and buy Prismacolor. But they're nice. I would say they are very similar to me to Arteza, Artex, that kind of quite soft, waxy pigment lay down. They're nice, they're vibrant, they lay down easily, they're going to work really nicely over alcohol marker. You can layer them to a certain extent. You're not going to get artist amount of layers out of them, but they will layer and create colours, I'm sure. And you will find that these are a nice set to play with and find colour combinations easily, because obviously you have so many pre-made colours for you. You're not really having to blend and create your own. You can just pick a light, medium, dark of any colour family and you're away. They do, you know, combine together really nicely, really quickly to create really nice colours. What can I say? They're nice. I will use them. I will use them mainly because you guys use them. And I do try and incorporate as many of the kind of more budget popular colour pencil brands into my channel as I can, because that's what you guys, you know, need to see really for it to be useful. Am I happy with them? Yes. They also remind me very much of the Brute Funa 500 set. They do feel quite like those as well. Perhaps, and I'm surprised I'm going to say this, but they're perhaps a little bit nicer than the 500 set. As much as I absolutely adore my Brute Funa square set, I haven't used my others all that much. They're just too big a set. I don't pull them out, so maybe these I will. And they do feel quite similar, although a little bit softer to kind of your Crayon, your Brute Funa Black Barrels. They're all pretty much white label, mass-produced pencils, and they all start to feel very similar to each other after a while. These are definitely more, that kind of softer or teaser type of pencil than the scratchier castle art type of pencil. A little bit softer, a little bit smoother, and from what I've used, very limited so far, seem to lay down nice enough, like I said, for a budget pencil. And therefore you just need to be careful of, you know, it can be very fad-like. I'm not having a go at anyone, by the way, disclaimer. Obviously, we show these pencils, we review them, we use them, they become kind of super popular for a while because then everyone buys them, and it just seems to drive the prices up sometimes past what they can actually be worth. It's also changes depending on what country. Like, these might be super cheap in America and quite expensive over here in the UK. I've been trying to get my hands on the mark art to review, and they are just so expensive over here. I'm not spending that when I know they're basically going to be the same as these. Whereas in America, they're a very budget, relatable, friendly price. So, you know, do you super need these? No. Do we need anything hobby related? Not really. Or are you going to be super disappointed if you buy them? Maybe if you spend £100, but I would imagine definitely not if you spend 50. So I hope that was useful, guys. If it has left you with questions, do pop that in the comments down below and I will endeavour to answer. There was a lady who desperately wanted to know my thoughts on these, so I just wanted to get this video up for her so that you know, she could decide what she wanted to do from there. This is as far as I've got. So this is my point. This is very limited first impression knowledge. I've done a bit of hair and a bit of a fish. I've really not used these pencils a lot, but the tiny bit I did over alcohol marker, which always makes pencil, number one, easier to use, number two, quicker to use, and number three, you get a brighter, more vibrant look automatically by just popping the alcohol marker base down. So you're always going to get a slightly more favourable impression because you're not fighting the white of the page and you're not spending the next 10 years trying to build up coloured pencil layers. So as I say, this tiny little bit I've used them, I've really enjoyed them. They are a budget, nice coloured pencil, large range. That is my exact thoughts on them. Will I keep them? Yes. Will I use them? Yes. Will I enjoy them? Yes. Love pencils. Definitely. Love pencils of all types, shapes, creeds and races. I am not biased in any way. I just love pencils. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got, guys. I hope this was useful. If you have these pencils and love them, let me know your thoughts below. If you have these pencils and hate them, let me know your thoughts down below. And as I said, any questions, give me a shout. Apart from that, guys, happy colouring, have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.